Hello, Ariel. How are you?
How are you doing, Marcus?
Oh,
Long
I'm
time
doing
no see.
fine. Long time no see. That's right. Yeah, absolutely correct. How are you doing? How is your 5090 going, huh?
Well, for
Ah,
now, it is just a dream. I have a wallpaper on my PC. It's a 5090, and I look at it every day for inspiration.
oh my God. I can send you my old 4080 package. You know what I mean?
Oh, the
If you want
box.
to or just get a
Well,
box from eBay. I'm pretty sure you can get for $500 a box from eBay.
yeah, or a six
This is
thousand
just,
dollar
it's,
5090 poster. They are
yeah.
selling
Oh
posters
my
of the
God.
5090 for
Oh my goodness,
crazy
it's
money.
so ridiculous. Now, but to be honestly, I saw more reviews and tests and whatsoever, and this card really, honestly, a 5090 doesn't make any sense if you have a 4090. Not at all. It is just a joke, to be honest, what Nvidia is doing today at this time with hardware, and they just actually put the software, or not, but frame generation on it, which they can easily do for the 40 series as well. Anyway, yeah, that's not the topic today, but
And
I'm
no,
a
and
little bit
the 40 series
yeah.
will get frame gen too. It was confirmed already by Nvidia.
Oh, okay. See, so
The global multiple frame generation on the Nvidia app. There is a way to force it for games that already have frame gen. So you will get that on the 40 series. You can have multiple frame generation by forcing it on the app. It will happen.
okay,
So yeah,
so we have the same features as on the 5090. There's no difference.
yeah, it will happen. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's no problem or no point to get a 5090 at the moment. Let's wait for 6090, or let's see what AMD is actually doing. I have no idea about those cards at the moment. Anyway, that's a
Yeah,
complete
for me,
different
because
topic.
I do have the 3080, so I do want my
Yeah,
5090.
of course. For you, it makes sense. Absolutely. For you, it makes sense to upgrade finally. But I was hoping that at least, usually when I buy a new GPU or whatever, I like to have at least 50% at least more power. You know what I mean? Because
That's what I'm going
you
to
pay
get.
so
Yeah,
you
I'm
of
gonna
course,
get
but
not 50. I'm getting 100%. Like
you
it's
get
gonna be
much more. Yeah,
more than
yeah.
double the
Absolutely
performance.
fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. But look here in Australia, I looked at one of the cards. So the Asus TUF overclocked. So the one which is overclocked by factory cost, I think, $4,800. It's
that's the
not even
one I want.
4,000.
Yeah,
It's just, you know what I mean. And then I'm looking at the point is, I can play all the latest games. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is running just flawless. The new game Avowed is just running flawless with my 4080 with all the details turned on. Okay. So of course Indiana Jones with path tracing whatever is struggling, but that's a different story. I mean, even a 4090 or 5090 is struggling. So no point to upgrade for me, to be honest. I save
yeah,
the money rather for, I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I did.
how have you
Yeah,
been
let's go. Let's go
without
with
me?
the
Huh? So
let's go with
I
the
was
topic.
thinking, to have a little bit of a payback, because last time the thumbnail, you and Adam, and I was thinking of having a little bit of a payback, but hey, yeah, I'm bigger than that.
We're getting rid of gaming tech.
It was good. It was good. I mean,
That
I
was
was
a
thinking
joke.
about the thumbnail as well. What can I do? Shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. No, but seriously, guys, the reason why I was absent or not here was really I was not feeling well. I was not physically, just here mentally. Everything just was way too much. I mean, if you remember, I have done a lot of videos for PlayStation 5 Pro launch. A lot of videos. I compared a lot of games, and this all next to having a family and having a full-time job. And at some point, I was just, I don't know what happened. You just your brain turns off. You know what I mean? You're not in the mood to do anything anymore. And I was, and it's still actually the same a little bit, but I have to force myself to get out of this hole. You know what I mean? The thing is, I'm not happy with everything what's going on around. I'm just not happy. I don't know how to explain this, but even with my latest video, what I've done, I'm not happy with the performance. I'm always asking myself or questioning myself why I'm doing this actually. You get my point? It's just, you do something and you look at this is not worth the time. And then you remember, fuck, stop doing this, stop being so negative. But that's at the moment what's going on in my brain or in my mind. I don't know how to stop this, but we're getting there.
I think we have to get used to the fact that it doesn't really matter how much effort you put into the video. I mean, it matters because a higher quality video if it's good, it has the potential to get more views. But the thing is, sometimes you spend a lot of time and effort, you get less views, and then you do a low effort video and you get more views. So that's what's frustrating. And especially your videos are a lot more difficult to make because you get more, side-by-side comparisons and more deep analysis. And maybe if you don't feel like it for a specific game, you're like, okay, it's just not worth all this effort, then just talk about it. Just show the game and say, hey, the thing is, you want to show the proof, and that definitely has value.
Yeah,
but I trust you. If you show me a game and you tell me, hey, this has a lot of noise and shimmering, you don't have to show me anything. And yeah, honestly, that's what I do.
People don't believe you.
Well, the thing is, I believe you. So the thing is, you want to show the proof, and that has value, but it takes a lot more time and effort for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about so really the thing is, and you're absolutely right. The problem what I have is that I like to put out content where I'm happy with it, where I would like to watch stuff like that, and that's where I'm getting sometimes, because we have million YouTube channels on million channels, and sometimes I'm watching videos and say, hey, there are 150,000 views. Wow, let's watch this video, and it's absolutely crap. Absolutely low effort, even the camera setting is crap. There's a cracking in the voice or a cracking in the sound and stuff like that. And I was wondering, why does this get so many views? I put hours and hours and repeating my sentences, make sure that there's almost no mistakes, stuff like that, and you're getting frustrated when you record. You should see my whole recording actually sometimes when I'm getting really pissed because I'm pronouncing a word for the second or for the fifth time the wrong way. And then you find a video on YouTube which is so bad and they're getting so many views, and it's just what's going on? What I'm doing wrong, and that's why I think so. I don't understand the formula from YouTube, because you can make the best video in the world. If no one is clicking on it, it's pointless. How do you get people to click on it? It's probably the thumbnail, the title, something like that. And maybe you have to be lucky because YouTube maybe is not promoting your channel enough or something like that. I don't know.
You know what I try? I don't try to call the attention for all the videos. I accept that some videos are not going to have a lot of views. So I don't try to have the catchy thumbnail every time and the title. But when I do a good one, yes, that's when I try it, because I want people to see that. Yeah. So basically, there are some videos that I do that I'm like, okay, I don't want a lot of people to see this. So I just, I don't try to call the attention. Also, I was gonna say that actually. This YouTube channel, Volsoid, actually hardcore overclocking. He did the 5090 melting video explanation, which was very good. We can maybe show a picture of his video that shows why the 5090 was melting with a graph.
Yeah,
very nice. So the thing, he was talking about the same thing. He's like, okay, I've learned a lot. He's an expert. Like, he knows a lot about electronics, and he really understands many things, breaking down the PCBs of these GPUs and the components and all of that. And he was saying, okay, some years ago, I didn't know as much. And sometimes I was making videos just ranting about some stuff, like low effort videos, and getting a lot of views. And now that I know more, and sometimes I do, very deep dives, and the videos don't get enough as much views. So he's basically complaining, okay, I know there's some content that I'm making that it has more quality, and I'm not getting proportionally as the views for that quality. So quality and views, it doesn't go together. That's the reality. Good content matters, that's for sure. But you understand, when you do YouTube, sometimes you make a video that has almost no information or no effort, and you get more views. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's purely, I think, topic related, what people at this very moment looking for. And maybe you're lucky and you show up on the timeline. You know what I mean? I don't. The thing is, I would really like to understand how it works. I have 47,000 subscribers, and you put a video out, and even 24 hours later, you just have 2,000 views. You know what I mean? What the people just subscribe are probably never watch my video. Probably they're subscribed for one particular video, and they're not interested in the other ones. But on the other hand, I'm not making that many different videos. I'm talking about HDR and console performance. That's what I'm doing.
Well, think about
50,
this.
80, 90.
Think about this. Some people have a lot of subscriptions. When they open YouTube, the first recommendations might not be from your channel, because they have 40, 70 subscriptions, or from channels that have millions of views.
Of course.
So then they just click on those first recommendations, and they never get to where you are. That can happen.
So I like to know this. What happened? What happened, huh? I saw you have see, I forgot the name.
Oh,
Noctua fans, correct?
Yeah, so I had
Best fans.
one of the fans on the case the other way.
The case,
I have the case open, it doesn't really impact the temperatures. My temperatures are 63 Celsius on the GPU, which is crazy.
That's nothing.
So yeah, it was right. Somebody told me on the live stream, hey, you have a fan going the wrong way. Okay, and I check and then I change it. But the crashes, I was getting I was getting a lot of blue screens and restarts on the PC. It was the latest drivers, the latest NVIDIA drivers. So what I did is just roll back and install the previous ones, and then I have no issues.
Oh, okay. No, I've never heard about this, that drivers causing issues. Come on. This is the last Windows updates. I think this 24H whatever, blah, 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 caused so many issues on my PCs. Unbelievable. But anyway, that's how it is. We need to have Windows, because unfortunately there's nothing else to use. But never had this before. I remember when I maybe the second PC what I built, on the cooler, whatever there is, sometimes this a protection plastic or whatever, you know what I mean, on the cooler, CPU cooler, and I forgot to remove it. Put it on, and I was wondering why my temperatures are so crap, really, and the CPU is throttling in there. And I don't know. It took me probably 2-3 days to remove it again, and then you can't clearly see it because there's all the thermal paste on it. And oh my god, what's going on, really? And then shit.
You mean from the where the contact with the CPU is?
Yes.
Wow, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, that's really bad. Yeah. Anyway, that was good. So I'm just going quickly to the comment section. So many millions.
Yeah, we got a super chat here from Marco. Thank you very much. He says, OLED, who wins? Sony, LG, Panasonic, Samsung.
That's a good question. I would say, for picture, Samsung. I would say, but for the rest, LG. I never had a Panasonic or Sony.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think the brand matters too much. It's more like which panel they are using, like which technology. I mean, if LG was making QD OLEDs, I love the LG settings, the processing, all the options that we have. I think it's fantastic. The LG G5 is looking pretty good from what I've seen. I love everything I've seen about it. 165 hertz is definitely an upgrade. Unfortunately, Panasonic with the Z95B is using the same LG G5 panel, but it's 144 hertz. Unfortunately, that TV looks so good, man. The build quality, it has fans for cooling in the back. The audio seems to be great. I mean, it's such a great TV. I would love to try that Panasonic, but unfortunately,
No, go.
Yeah, I was gonna say 144 hertz. I will go with a G5 all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better 165 for PC gaming. So that's very unfortunate. So
it's still an odd numbers, 165. But I think we talked about this the other day. Increasing this step by step.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I would like to talk a little bit about audio quality on TVs. Not that it matters a lot to me, to be honest, because I wouldn't watch a movie just with the speakers from a TV, but just the difference, and exactly the same what I'm talking about in a second. The quality between Samsung, the QD OLED, and LG is day and night in audio. I have the LG G2 in my living room now, and it is no problem at all to listen to music, to crank the volume up. There is no problem at all. You can't do this with the Samsung S95C. It's no chance. It's just doing blah 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 all the time. It's crap, and I don't know how this can pass quality control. It's crap.
Yeah, Sony has the screen itself vibrates for sound, which is a great. I mean, I would love to try that. And Panasonic has probably the best audio. Panasonic has literally like a sound bar at the bottom of the TV. It has a lot of audio stuff. But yeah, I would definitely go. The thing is, Samsung this year with the S95D is a matte finish. So that's a no-go for me. It has a matte finish, the one connect box, and probably broken sound too. So that's like 3 strikes, unfortunately. Because the panel, the QD OLED panel that the S95D is going to have, is just absolutely unbelievable. Up to 4,000 nits, up to 440 nits full screen. Of course, you don't get that brightness out of the box, but if you go to the service menu and crank it up, you can get that. So the panel is just absolutely amazing. Unbelievably good. It's the best panel of this year for sure. But a matte finish is just ruining that TV for me. On the other hand, the G5 is going to look black like the G2 was again. So they removed the MLA, so it now looks black, glossy, and awesome when the screen is on, even under lighting conditions. I love that. The color saturation is not going to be better than OLED because it's still a WRGB, but it's going to improve a little bit. The color gamma is going to be a little bit better, 85% BD 2020 coverage. And I saw a side-by-side comparison with the G4, and it was clearly more colorful and a lot brighter too. So I'm liking the G5 the most this year because of that, and 165 hertz. So Sony for me is a no-go because Sony doesn't let you turn off the ASBL dimming for gaming. And that's a deal breaker because for gaming, you have HUD elements. So you're going to get dimming with Sony. So I don't like that.
So that's why Sony for me is never on the table for gaming. I wouldn't buy a Sony TV, to be honest. I don't care how good the processing is.
No, and the price is crazy.
Yeah,
and the price is just
that's just
double. Double the price.
Yeah. So I forgot something what I was going to say. Shit. Okay. Let's go to the comment section then. Hey, everything PlayStation 5 Pro, how are you? Everything. I appreciate you, Marcus. I've personally been feeling depressed, and it is what it is. I get the emotions you're pressing. That's what I mean. You're doing extremely great job in your awesome. Thank you very much. And I have no advice, to be honest, because I'm in the same boat probably, and I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't know what to say. I just found, when I had this big, and it's really, I don't know if you ever experienced this. So I'm going, I'm turning 48 this year. Shit, 48. Fuck. I'm almost 50. Fucking hell.
Wow, you're doing great.
And I need to do more, I need to check up like you, I saw your fucking hell. I can do 2 maybe.
You're doing great.
Anyway.
You look a lot younger than that for sure.
So thank you. But the thing is, you know what I mean? I think really this midlife crisis and stuff like that is real for some people, you know. And I felt the same. I don't know if it's just a mind thing, you know what I mean? You look around, you have everything what you need, more than what you need. You know, I have 3 fucking TVs. I have this, a great family. I have cars. You know what I mean? Everything what you need, and you feel like everything is pointless. I don't get it, you know. You come home from work because that's what you have to do. And all what I have done is for the 2 weeks, I was just lying on the couch and watching Friends. That's all what I have done. I wasted 2 weeks of my life. But it was, in this case, the best 2 weeks, probably because everything rebooted, you know, somehow. Everything,
Well,
I calmed down.
Let me give you a tip. Like, I'm not a wise man, none of that. But by experience, I do know that exercise helps.
Yeah.
You're saying I'm sitting on the couch. Of course, you're gonna get a little bit. You know, the emotions are not gonna be high. So one thing, when I learned English, I used to listen a lot to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is one of these. He doesn't like to be called a motivational speaker, but yeah, he does something like that. And he says that emotion is created by motion. So what he means is, if you move your body in a different way, like it does, like for example, if you sit down with the shoulders like this, you cannot have energy. So you need to have a. So basically, when you feel bad, your body and your face and everything looks different. But the opposite is also true. If you force yourself to a good posture, and you do some exercise and some movement, you will feel better. It works. So that's why people ask me, hey, why you always do the breathing at the beginning of the video? It's like a ritual to put myself into the mindset that I want to make the videos. So the same, when I'm going to perform the guitar live, I need to move. So I get the mental state that I need to perform. I cannot just go out of bed and be like, okay, I'm gonna play the guitar right now. It's not gonna work. Like, I'm not gonna be able to play well like that. Before going live, it is like I'm going to fight. You know, I have to move, I have to jump, and do warm-ups, and so that creates the emotion.
Yeah.
That's how I get myself into a good state. So yeah, get off the couch and do something.
I know. But the thing is, it's always that it's and don't get me wrong. I had all these thoughts, you know what I mean? Because so the thing is, you feel like absolutely everything is pointless. Full stop. That doesn't matter what you do. I was even thinking about, should I take the new job what I got offered, or should I do YouTube full time? What should I do? Because this is also probably part of my problem what I have, because I enjoy doing YouTube much more than anything else, but it's not paying the bills. Okay, so that's the problem. Okay, so and what I have is, and I need to get rid of this. So I'm in a dilemma all the time when I'm getting something like a news, YouTube big news, this game got released, or we got a new patch or whatever, and I know this would be an absolute fantastic video, but I can't do it right now because of that and that. I'm getting I'm getting pissed, to be very honest, because I have to do something else. I have to do something what I don't want to do rather than something what I like to do. And this is a big problem, a big problem. I need to get rid of this. I don't know how to, but that's life, unfortunately. You can't have just the icing on the cake, unfortunately. You need to take the whole cake sometimes. That's I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it is, unfortunately.
I understand. I mean, it's not easy, that's for sure. But I mean, when it comes to everything is meaningful and nothing matters and all that stuff, the way I think about it is, my focus is on feeling good myself. And the best thing is when nothing needs to happen for me to feel good. That's when you really, I think that's success. That's like happiness, basically. So if I can just wake up one day and I do not have to do anything, I don't have to buy anything, there's not a specific experience that I need to have or eat or something, no matter what, I feel good. I think that's the key. Like, because sometimes we think that we have to buy something new, we have to pay for a specific experience, or we need to earn this much money. And so if something needs to happen for me to be happy, and then it doesn't happen, then I'm not happy. So I think that what I focus on is, first, physically, I need to feel good, because when you don't sleep, and that happens to me, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I don't sleep enough. That's very important. So, but when I sleep well, I feel physically very well. I feel strong, and my mind is calm and all of that. I'm happy. Nothing has to happen. So if I buy a TV, or if I get something new, or the 5090, that's the icing on the cake. So I am more happy even, but it doesn't have to happen, basically.
I know what you mean. We need to work on the basic, or the base happiness. And this is not buying new stuff. Buying new stuff is just, it's not even when I got my G4, I wasn't even excited. I was like, oh cool, a new TV. Let's put it on. You get my point? Because it's I have seen this so many times. It's not like it's something absolutely new. I mean, I was not even excited about a 5090. PlayStation 5 Pro, it's fine, just get it. You know, it's already, we already so, how should I say, we are so spoiled already with stuff. You know, there is nothing else anymore. Maybe when I buy a boat or whatever, you know, $1 million boat, yeah, maybe. But Bitcoin crashed, so I can't do that. So anyway.
Well, look at the situation. I think you missed that part. You probably know. I told you, I messaged you. I tried to get a 5090. I waited for hours and I didn't get one.
Yeah.
I didn't feel depressed. I was physically, feeling bad because I couldn't sleep at all, and I was freezing. No eating, freezing. There was rain. It was terrible, but I was still happy. I got to make some live streams. It was very popular, and I enjoyed the process. It was good content. I enjoyed the process. I spoke with some people over there. Some people knew me there, actually. Two people on the line. They knew who I was, and they were like, "Oh, I watch your videos. I didn't know you live here." So I'm like, "Wow, I am famous now." So it was cool. It was cool. But I was not depressed. So basically, I tried to only look at the good side and remember the good stuff, and I try to completely forget the bad experiences. So if you ask me right now, in the US, I've never struggled, and that's not true. I have worked very hard and I have a struggle, but I don't remember that. Like, I intentionally try to erase anything that is negative or that makes me feel bad. I only remember the good stuff. So that's the way I try to live. See, I only remember the good part. So I am biased towards it.
Yeah. No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, look, that's really the interesting thing, because when we talking about burnout or something like that, or even worse, you know what I mean? We know that most of the time, or that's what I feel. You know, when you talk about burnout and beyond, you know what I mean? Then sometimes you have feeling, why this happened to this person? He got everything, you know. Chester Bennings, you know, from Linkin Park, for an example, you know. He, you know, or other people, you know, they're on the prime of their life, you know what I mean? So what is missing, you know? So sometimes I have the feeling that it's. I'm not saying that's for me or whatever, but sometimes I have the feeling, hey, very smart people, they're just fed up with everything because they can't achieve anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe they're on a point of its life, you know, where they're thinking, oh shit, that's it. You know, that's all what I can do. Just selling millions of copies of music or whatever. So you get my point?
Yeah. Success is not the same as happiness. It's two different things. Yeah, you can have a lot of money and not be.
And you're not happy at all. Unbelievable. So I mean, that's look, but that's something what we need to talk about, because you know, at some point in a point of a life, and I never thought about this will happen to me, because I'm a very, very positive person. I always, try, when someone is smacking me down, I get up. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? Just forget about this. All the only thing, what I think, what is happening from your own mistakes or mistakes from other people, you learn. That's all what you do. You know what I mean? You get better. But the last 2.5 weeks, or maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, was just terrible, because nothing worked, or nothing. There was no point to do anything. You know what I mean? No point to do anything. Unbelievable.
So I think my recommendation for everyone out there is, when nothing else is going your way, try exercise, because there's no way you exercise and you don't feel better and you don't make some progress. So for me, also, I focus on progress. I need to progress at something. I need to get better with my guitar. I need to learn something. I need to make more money. So if nothing is working, exercise is the easy way, because you exercise, you get better, you get stronger, you feel better. So it's like a no-brainer. So when you are in a situation like that, to get out of a bad place, exercise is the way. It's gonna work 100%.
I thought about. I'm going back to play tennis a lot. I love playing tennis. I'm not good, but it's okay. But I like it. That's just what I'm going to do in the future. Anyway, so I think there too much complaining. You know what I mean? So just watch my fucking videos. That's all what I'm asking. And let's leave this behind. But it's a serious topic. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people suffering from that, and a lot of people suffering very quietly, which is not good, because it can get worse. But let's focus on more happy stuff. Well, let's focus on the chat here, and let's focus on. No, I'm not getting the LG G5 probably. And not the 5090. No, I'm not buying the G5 for sure. Not now. Maybe again when I have a very good offer. But I just bought the G4 here behind me. It's a fine TV. But nah. But what about you? Are you trying to get the G5?
No, I'm not gonna get the G5 unless the channel just skyrockets and it just makes sense. Like the channel is going great. So maybe, if I can make enough money to justify that. What I don't like to do is to return TVs. I had to do that with Samsung because of the issues I had, but I don't like. Some people, that's how they do the reviews. They buy the TV for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they return it. They just buy it for review and return it. I don't like to do that. So yeah, very unlikely. However, I'm very happy. I am actually going to get another monitor. I got one monitor for review, which I got to keep. It's mine. And I'm going to get another monitor, which I have to return. But it's going to be good, so I can make some videos about it. And actually, it's a very interesting monitor that I wanted to check out. It's a 27-inch 4K, a 27-inch. So I want to know, it's a QD OLED, MSI QD OLED. So I want to know if PPI and the screen size really makes that big of a difference. I want to turn off anti-aliasing in some games and compare that with a 65-inch TV. So compare the screen size with the pixel density to see if it really makes sense. Because Samsung probably next year, 2026, will release a 5K monitor that is 27-inch. 5K. So that would be almost like Retina level. So what I want to know is if that even makes sense. Because if 4K doesn't make sense, then 5K it makes even less sense. Or if it is actually great. Because we are TV enthusiasts. We want the biggest TV, not the smallest screen. So I think this marketing that it makes, like, it is better to have a smaller screen and it is actually more expensive. That's kind of the opposite of what we do. We pay more money for a bigger screen. So I think that's going to be a very interesting monitor to check out. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, I'm also going to get, thanks to the home theater gamer, he put me in contact with some of his audio contacts, and I'm going to get some high-end audio system to try. Okay. So I'm very excited about that, because I don't have any high-end audio equipment at all. So
that's good. That's has the same importance to me as a good TV. If you like to go serious into watching movies or playing games, you need to have a proper sound system or at least a proper headphone. You know what I mean? But don't use your TV. You know, that's just for news. Not even for news. I don't like how the TV sounds actually, the speaker sounds. It's just not the same dynamic range and stuff like that. It's a complete different. It's very hard to show on YouTube because you can't record it. It's very speaker tested whatsoever. Is no point to do. But I'm looking forward for this to see what you get actually.
Yeah, so I'm excited, man. I realized that when the 5090 came out, I was checking a lot of YouTube channels that got 5090s, and a lot of those YouTube channels have significantly less views than my channel, and a lot less than yours. Okay, so I'm like, how is this possible? So I'm doing something wrong because I should be getting a 5090 too. What am I doing waiting for 2 days to, under the freezing temperatures and the rain? Why am I doing this if some channels are getting it for free? So I'm doing something wrong. I have to reach out to more of these companies, and I never did that. So I have to start doing it. Thank you very much, Patrick. So
that's what you have to do. The companies are not waiting for you. So I mean, exactly. I'm getting a lot of emails, from companies for cooperation, but most of the time it's really crap, to be honest.
Yeah.
So and the big stuff, whatever is you have to work for that, of course. But on the other side, always try, that the problem is, as soon you get something, you're forced to do a video on that, and you need to make the thing is, you need to find the line between not trashing a product if it's really bad and not hyping it. Because people will immediately notice, when you do this.
So, but my rule is, and this is what I told MSI or any company that I can work with. If you send me a product that I think is terrible, I'm not going to make any videos about it. I will return it. So if I am going to just trash the product, I'm not going to do that because I think that's unfair. If they are sending me the product, the least I can do is to give you my fair review. So the thing is, I don't like a matte finish, for example. I am not going to ask for a WRGB OLED monitor because I know they have a matte finish. So I don't want to receive that monitor and be like, I would not recommend it because it has a matte finish. So then why would you ask for it? I don't like it. I'm not going to recommend it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get products that I know are interesting to me, that I could recommend if they actually work well, that I'm going to like it. I would like to have it for myself. So that's what I'm going to do, only exclusively that.
That's good. Yeah. No, so that's actually a good thing. Yeah. Because you're right. You know what I mean? That the thing is, you can get a product from a company which is really, really bad. That doesn't mean that all the other products are bad as well. They may be just unlucky with this one or didn't pay attention to some details. And I think your approach is fine. So why trashing it in a video? You know what I mean? You don't want to ruin your relationship, or what you can tell them, hey, look, this product is not worth to make a video because it will not show you in a good light. No, absolutely.
Exactly. Fine. So, and then the other thing is, I actually received this monitor from MSI, and I said absolutely everything about it live. I unboxed the monitor and I told everything, every single detail. I look at it under the microscope and I'm like, okay, it is a scratch right here. It has this issue. I am telling everything. But it is great that MSI didn't tell me anything. They said, we want 2 videos. That's it. They didn't say you have to say this or that or nothing. Here's the monitor, 2 videos. That's it. You can say whatever you want. So that's fantastic.
I mean, there was a couple of years already ago the big scandal with Hardware Unboxed, where NVIDIA more or less wrote, I don't know if you remember, more or less that they wrote an email to them that I'm not sure how it was exactly, but something like
tracing or something.
because they're not fond of ray tracing, still not, because it takes so much power. But different story. I mean, that's fine. That they can have their own opinion. But Nvidia wasn't happy with that, and more or less told them, hey, you're not getting any new GPUs for launch anymore if you're not changing your videos in terms of ray tracing. And they just published actually this email. And then Linus actually talked about it and was furious about this. And he's absolutely right, that's the problem, you know what I mean? So as a content creator, and this is what I'm getting a lot, so people ask me, why? Sometimes I'm getting, hey, why is the video so late? Because I'm not getting any preview codes like other companies. They're getting the game code already 2 weeks ahead before game launch. They have plenty of time to make a video, you know what I mean? So I'm getting the game when it's released on Game Pass or the official date, sometimes. So most of the time, actually. So, and this is the same with hardware whatsoever. You don't want to lose the relationship, but on the other hand, you like to stay independent, because I don't want to have anyone, if I'm getting at some point whatever hardware sent from a company, if they're going to tell me what I have to say in a video, I say no, thank you, because that's not what I like to do. You know what I mean? I rather wait, and I'm pretty sure this is what your viewers also would like, and or my viewers. I rather wait till I can buy this product, because then I spend my own money, and I can be even more pissed if something doesn't work. You know what I mean?
No, and I was clear. I was clear about that too. It makes a big difference if I actually buy the monitor with my money, that if they send it to me for free. And I said that very clear. I'm very happy that I'm unboxing this monitor. It was free and I get to keep it. So keep that in mind. Now, I am surprised how hard I was with the monitor, because I still said everything that I didn't like about it. But I was clear about that. If I buy it myself, I will be hypercritic, and I did the same, but I thought I was gonna be a little bit more, neutral. But I still said everything I didn't like about it. I cannot help it. Before the live stream, I said, okay, I'm not going to. Don't take this excitement that I have as a run and buy this monitor, because I'm excited because I got it for free. It's the first monitor I get, so I'm very happy. And I still said everything I didn't like about it. So it's like I cannot just,
No, but you're right. You're right, and that's the thing, and I think that's, and I hope it never changes. But I have the feeling the bigger YouTube channels getting, of course, you need to change your. And I understand this at the same at some point when we're looking at Linus, a big YouTube channel, of course. And he has responsibility for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So it's not that he can just, I don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't work like that, So he has responsibility. He needs to think in a different way. We, on the other hand, we can say, I don't want to do this video. But he maybe has to say, oh, shit, I need to do this video because I need the money, because I need to pay my people. It's a little bit different, but I hope it never happens, I mean, it probably will never happen that we're getting in this range. You never know, but if you get there, at some point you're getting more famous, you get more viewers, more subs, you will change, because your environment is changing as well. So that's the thing. But I hope it's still in a good level,
Yeah, one thing that can happen is, for example, I have a big TV already, big QD OLED. I'm not going to get a 77-inch QD OLED for review. Okay. It's not gonna happen. So at least for now. So if I already have a monitor, that's very good. Let's say I get another one. My point is, once I receive a product for review that is not better than what I have, the excitement is not the same. So then that becomes more of a reviewer's job. Right now, I want products for review that are different than what I have and better in some areas. And I'm not interested, I would not be interested on them sending me an LCD monitor or something like that, or mini LED or something that I would not want to use. I wouldn't be interested on that. So I think what can happen, for example, let's say I have a 5090, and then MSI tells me, hey, would you like to get a 5080 for review? I'm like, yeah, send it to me, but I'm not that excited because I have a 5090. So I don't care too much about your 5080, but I want to review it because it's great content, but it's not the same excitement. That can happen for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is so let's talk about, have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
Yesterday, I installed it yesterday. Actually, I was surprised. I'm not sure if it's because I'm using the previous drivers. Maybe that has some issues with the previous drivers. Uh, but the popping is bad. It has a lot of popping.
Yeah.
So the draw distance is not bad, but the LOD popping, things changing, the is very annoying. Performance is not bad. Performance is good.
Performance is good, yeah.
Yeah, but I also saw I like to turn off the depth of field, and I noticed that a lot of the shadows in the background when you have a cutscene are very unstable, very noisy. It is like by design, it is made for you to use the depth of field, and if you don't use it,
Yeah.
you see issues. So I didn't like that, and no matter what, if I lower the settings, I cannot get like 300 frames, like something like that, or 1440p. Like it runs well. I can get 120, no problem. But I cannot get super high frame rate. But the game looks amazing. It just looks
Yeah.
incredible.
So first of all, this one here, TJ, for the G4. So there is no. So that's the thing, you know what I mean. There is almost no point to do any settings videos for TVs anymore, because out of the box they're just, I wouldn't say perfect, but nearly close to be perfect. You know, especially G4, whatever what I have at the moment. I turn it, literally all what I have done is I turn it on, choose the game mode, and that's it. The only thing what I have done is I changed the color temperature to warm 50 for the game mode. That's all. Literally everything. Everything else is fine. The out-of-the-box calibration is great. I'm still using HDR wherever I can, but that's not a problem anymore with the G4. It's bright enough. Even with games where I struggle with the G2 or with the CX, it's hard to make. There's no recommendation anymore. Change this. You have to do this and that. No, they're just too good, actually. And let me get into this. I did a video, so it will be published today, sometimes today. Reno DX, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance out of the box has no native HDR. It is mind-blowing what's going on lately. The same with Avowed. I don't know if you played this game. I like Avowed actually much better than Kingdom Come Deliverance. I think it's a setting thing. And there is some sort of auto HDR. It is auto HDR basically on the Xbox. Even you don't enable auto HDR on the Xbox, it's still just some sort of auto HDR implementation. Very lazy one, but an effective one. But there's no such thing on a PC. No such thing. I tried it on 2 PCs because I know that Digital Foundry mentioned that there is HDR, but I think they got this wrong at this point. There's no HDR on the PC version. Okay, but
yeah, I saw that. Maybe they turn on auto HDR and then they worked.
No, I tried everything. Really, I tried everything with all the drivers and stuff like that. Auto HDR turned on, off, and whatever, and trying to force it again. I can't get it. And there was a couple of comments, where people mentioned, "Oh, I get my HDR logo when I play this game. When I switch, I start the game, I switch to a different input, I switch back, I get my HDR logo. So that means the game is in HDR. No, that means your Windows is running in HDR. That's all what it is, okay? The game still itself is just outputting SDR. But as soon you tick the box in Windows, use HDR, everything will display it in HDR picture mode on your TV, okay? So that doesn't mean your game runs in HDR, okay? So very important, okay? Some people really need to understand how it works. But it's mind-blowing that we don't have proper HDR support. HDR support. So don't get me wrong, the HDR, auto HDR implementation in Avowed on the Xbox is not that bad, because we have really nice black level floor but just 1000 nits maximum peak brightness, you know what I mean? And just a gamma slider in the game. So which very, very obvious, it's just an auto HDR implementation. But why not on the PC? what's going on. And Kingdom Come Deliverance has no HDR at all, nothing. But there is this Reno DX mod, which I made a video yesterday, and I'm just waiting until this HDR processing is done from YouTube, and I will release this, because this simple mod, it's basically you have to install Reshade, and you have to put 2 files actually in the one of the main folders from Kingdom Come, and then you have a native HDR, full control with thousands of settings, which I'm not going into this video. I'm just showing how to install it and the difference. But it is amazing or crazy how, and don't get me wrong, but how simple it is actually to get HDR in a game running. So I'm not saying it's simple in terms of just quickly make a mod or whatever. So it takes time, of course, to create this mod, but it is so simple to add, as for you as a user, to add HDR to a game. Why is this not happening out of the box? I don't understand this.
And it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Have you seen it?
I have not tried it on Kingdom Come. I have not tried on.
Oh my God, it's
Kingdom
such a big difference. And still people trying to tell me, always the same people, oh, SDR is so much better. No, it's not. I need to do a rant video about that. Really, I'm so, I'm trying not to answer or reply to comments like that, because it's just bullshit. SDR can never be better than a proper HDR implementation. Never, ever. It doesn't work. Okay?
Yeah, but I did try it for Cyberpunk, the Reno DX HDR, and it was absolutely amazing. It's completely different game.
Another super
so
chat
we have
from
a super chat here from
Tone.
Marco. He's talking about Cyberpunk, actually. Apart, Cyberpunk and Alan Wake, Alan Wake 2, your favorite RT game in terms of performance, X graphics. Mine is Dying Light 2. You guys are great. Well, thank you very much. So what's your favorite ray tracing game aside from
probably Alan Wake 2. Absolutely. Cyberpunk, to be honest, I mean, Cyberpunk is great. So you can say whatever you want. I still think that Cyberpunk, in regards of HDR, is just mind-blowing. You would need to maybe use a mod to get rid of the black level rays. But then it's just mind-blowing. But it's the setting. It's because of the setting with all the lights and whatsoever. It's, of course, easier to make very bright objects and stuff like that. Alan Wake, in regards of HDR, the main game is pretty awesome, to be very honest. I like it. I was talking to one of the developer in regards of HDR, and they told me a couple of things which was very interesting. I don't want to share too much, because they said a lot of things, let's say like this. Anyway, but the fun part is, and that's why I never made videos to the download contents, and we have 2 now for Alan Wake. HDR in the download contents is terrible. It's absolutely terrible, and I know by fact that a different team worked on the DLCs, also on the HDR mastering, and it's mind-blowing how you can destroy actually such a great game with bad HDR mastering. It's unbelievable. But yeah,
for me, I've never tried. I've never tried ray tracing. I've never turn it on, and I'm like, okay, the performance is just too bad, so I cannot even use it. But Dying Light 2, I did try it on my plasma TV, actually, because at 1080p I can actually use ray tracing. So on my plasmas, I can actually use ray tracing with my GPU, and it looked great. It looks great, I have to say. But the thing is, some games with ray tracing have performance issues with the CPU, where you get stuttering, and some games you have noisy. You have some noise related to the ray tracing looks actually worse. And some games, for example, the reflection. I installed an indie game yesterday. The reflections are sharp, but the level of detail on the reflection is so low. Like you have a tree, and instead of getting the reflection of the tree, you're getting the reflection of something that looks like a mess, and it's very detailed, very clear. So it looks worse sometimes.
So it's not just, so I agree on that, because I mentioned this in one video that so even ray tracing is sometimes very, very buggy. And I know what you're talking about. When you walk in Alan Wake 2 and the first city or whatever, and the in Bright Falls, and you walk down the street, you have a lot of puddles, and then you can see with ray tracing, you see ray tracing, okay? But they're popping in late. You know what I mean? So this is not happening when you turn off ray tracing. You have, of course, just some very washed out whatever it looks like, but it's consistent. You get my point? So it's not distracting. And I mentioned this, but what ray tracing is not just reflection in puddles. Ray tracing, I'm talking about better shadows, better lighting, and stuff like that. And this is really what makes a difference in Alan Wake 2. I'm not a ray tracing fan at all, and made this very, very clear. So some people ask me, would you rather have ray tracing or HDR? And I clearly say HDR, full stop, because it makes much more to the picture, in my opinion, and doesn't cost performance, or not as much, or almost nothing. But ray tracing in Alan Wake 2 is just a big difference. They made it really, really well, but it is not perfect. With all the issues what we have.
One of the things that I like the most about ray tracing is the better lighting. And if you look at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the indirect lighting, when you are in an interior place, that looks almost like ray tracing to me. So they call the Voxy, like something, I forgot. The Cry engine has this Voxy or whatever ambient occlusion. It looks very good with indirect lighting. That's one of the things that I like the most about ray tracing, aside from the reflections sometimes. So you can get that without ray tracing. Kingdom Come Deliverance has that part that I like about ray tracing without it, and it runs very well.
So Avowed apparently is using Unreal Engine 5.3, so the latest one, which still has issues with stuttering and whatsoever, but it's running fairly good on my PC actually. But it's using Lumen a lot, and this is really crazy in terms of some details. They're just really, really high quality. It's looking really, really nice. So Fortnite, for an example, I'm not a big Fortnite fan, but the graphic or the art design from Fortnite and how it looks like, and how detailed it is, and how clean the game actually looks is just amazing. And this is, I hate shimmering and stuff like that. I don't know if you watched my last video to Avowed on the Xbox. This is terrible. The Xbox performance mode is terrible. And again, almost no one is talking about this, almost no one, because I don't know if they're afraid of bad publicity or whatsoever, but I don't understand how but that's probably a problem with Unreal Engine 5 and performance on consoles. It's not enough anymore. But on PC, it really does look nice.
I was gonna mention something about Digital Foundry, but what was that you sent me? They follow.
They followed me. So they followed me back on just on Blue Sky. But anyway, I need to get them to follow me on X as well. But this is just amazing, you know what I mean? I mean, if they follow you back, that means you do at least something right, at least. That's good.
I was gonna say,
that's why I need to be careful what I'm saying.
So now we're Digital Foundry friends now. We cannot
Absolutely
say anything bad.
No,
but I was gonna
go for it.
I did watch the Digital Foundry coverage with Avowed, and they did mention that the Xbox had some issues with the image quality. They did mention that. But the thing is, you mentioned that on your video right away, like it is a big deal. And I think that's the most important thing. But they talk about all the good things for a long time. And then they mention that and say, okay, well, it has this issue, but let's move on. It's like, it's not the same. If you put that front and center, hey, this is a big problem. It's a shimmering. It has a lot of noise, because that's so important. Yeah. But I understand they're trying to maybe be more fair, to give a fair. So you have to, before you talk about the bad things, they want to talk about the good things. I understand that's their way. But I would put that front and center like you did, because for me, that is key. If the game looks kind of, has some issues. By the way, talking about that, What do you think about the new DLSS transformer model? Have you tried that with the latest drivers?
No, I haven't. What's the best? What's the best to test this or try it?
So on any game that supports it, so you open the NVIDIA app and you go to the settings of the program. So you have the game settings, and then you have the DLSS override, and then you select latest, and that's gonna be the latest DLSS transformer model. Let me tell you, the difference in quality is so huge. I'm talking about, I was complaining a lot about, oh, these games a lot of them are blurry and all of that. My complaints are gone. I mean, it's that good. Like, I have no complaints anymore. That's how amazing this new DLSS transformer model is. I am so happy. Like, every single game, and now it looks consistently amazing, and it's not overly sharp. Like, you feel like they overdo it. No, it looks closer than ever to native 4K without anti-aliasing. It's just amazing. I love it. Every single game, I turn that on, and if it's not supported on the app, actually, I roll back the driver, so I cannot even do it with the app. There are many, many ways of forcing this DLSS transformer model. I would recommend anyone who wants to know all the ways. There's a very good video from Vox, YouTube channel VOX. He did a great video with all the ways we have to force that DLSS transformer model. Highly recommended. It is so fantastic. I mean, you have to definitely try that. As a video, I would recommend you to make a video about it, because everyone on the internet is positive about this. It is just amazing. So yeah.
Another super chat for you, Marco D'Antone again. Regarding HDR, I tried NVIDIA Brilliance and NVIDIA HDR on Skyrim. I use LGZX. What do you think of those filters? Better than HDR modes? First of all, thank you very much. And no, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't tried the mods, but if HDR mod comes from the same people that worked on, let's say, Starfield mod HDR and something like that, NVIDIA's RTX HDR will be never better. It can't be better, because it's just a very plain auto HDR, very, very plain. Actually, it's not even the same. Full stop. It can't be better, and it costs a lot of performance. But I don't know NVIDIA Brilliance. I'm not even sure if I have tried this with some recent games, to be honest. I don't think so.
I want to mention about RTX HDR. I comment on that on the past video, but let me make it clear. It doesn't work well for the games that are originally SDR sRGB. So RTX HDR in some games will crush blacks. So if you try RTX HDR and everything looks super dark, you cannot see on the shadows very well, is because RTX HDR is for originally Gamma 2.2 games. So if you have that happening, you have to use something else, because you don't have a way to, even with RTX HDR tweaks, the mod where you can change the settings so you get less performance hit, you can lower the quality of RTX HDR, which basically turns off the dithering to reduce color banding, and you don't get as much of a performance hit, which is great. So even with that app, you can change the gamma to 2.3, 2.4, whatever you want, but you cannot change it to sRGB. So you cannot use RTX HDR for every single game. Like I said in one of the videos, I didn't consider that. So just keep that in mind.
Russ Goriliak is asking, did you get RTX 5090? No, I didn't. And yeah, Ariel was trying, but
yeah, I tried. I was number 22 in line, and they had 4 5090s. 4.
So what's the problem then?
I was number 22. Actually, I have to say, man, of course I wish I could go back and go earlier. I grossly underestimated the demand. I thought I was gonna be the only one there. I'm like, yeah, there's no way people here where I live are gonna
nowadays
wait.
In 2025.
There's no way. No. I'm going to be the only one, because it is so cold. It's gonna rain. people here have money, so they're not going to. No way. Yeah, 22 people in front of me. So I should have gone that day from the morning instead. And I got there at 6 p.m. So yeah, I had to work.
It's crazy. It's crazy. No, boys, it will be available the 5090 when they're announcing the 6090. So
yeah.
good.
And then maybe, but
now you should. Is the 4090 still available? Not
it's
here
very
anymore.
Expensive.
I haven't found it. Yeah, it's the same, probably. Doesn't make sense to get a 4090.
Sometimes $2,000, and yeah, it's very expensive. It doesn't make any sense to get it now. But yeah, I want a 5090.
Of course, I understand that. Look, in regards, so have you tested a couple of so NVIDIA RTX? Have you tested more games with that feature? I mean, look, it's a very simple to turn on feature in my opinion, but I wasn't very impressed actually with the result, to be very honest.
So because first of all, what are you talking about? RTX HDR or?
Yes, NVIDIA's RTX HDR. Sorry, yeah. I tried it with Marvel. What is the name? Marvel superhero that the fighting
Rivals.
Yes, thank you. And yes, it is of course much nicer to play with HDR. But again, the problem is with NVIDIA's RTX HDR is it's limited to 1000 nits still. I don't know what is wrong. I can't get it working over 1000 nits, which is bad for my LG G4, because you clearly can see when you have game sliders like in Kingdom Come now with the mod from Nexus mods from the web page. When you install this mod and you increase it to 1000 nits, specular highlights, and then you go even further, I can clearly see my LG is capable of doing 1500 nits. So that's why NVIDIA's RTX HDR is for me actually a little bit of a disadvantage, or I don't know why they're not changing it. But I think that the thing is because it's also just this auto HDR thing, whatever Microsoft is doing as well. They're just limiting to 1000 nits, and I don't understand why they're not increasing this.
I think it's very important if you can make a video about that, because I couldn't even I don't know how to test that. You recorded it because you have the Elgato on a separate PC, no?
Yeah. So this is also what people saying, oh, I don't understand why you're not doing more NVIDIA RTX HDR videos, because it's harder to record, because it's an overlay which is you can't record with any on screen recording. It doesn't work, because you need to understand this. It's a filter, okay? So you have your game getting processed, and before it gets sent to your TV, you get this filter. Okay, but you can't just record this part. You can't record the filter, so you need to record. Actually, it's like PlayStation 5, Xbox recording. I need to use this PC then to record the NVIDIA RTX HDR. So it's much more effort actually, which is fine to do. But again, then we're back to the beginning of the topic. Is it worse to do the videos? When you spend 8 hours for doing something and no one is watching. I need to think about that.
I think that one specifically is very important, because I couldn't know. I don't have a way to test that. And using my eyes, it's like impossible to see that.
You can record your screen, with a camera, but it's not the same as recording in-game footage in terms of quality. Yeah. Never, of course not. Yeah. But that's the only way. But it's the same as Xbox or PlayStation recording. Just it's just it's not easy, let's say like this. But anyway, I prefer mods much more. First of all, they're adding real native HDR. They're adding really proper HDR, not in terms of color gamut or whatsoever. It's still SDR. Also in Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's mostly SDR. But also what we need to understand is this game doesn't have a color palette or whatever for HDR anyway. It's a normal game, there is just SDR needed. That's how it is. Most of the stuff what you see outside is SDR color range. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
Don't you have a saturation slider with the Reno DX?
You have. Yeah, you have.
So that probably gives you those HDR colors. Because
Yeah,
on
but
Cyberpunk
you
with
just
the saturation, it goes wild with the colors if you want.
but again, Cyberpunk is a complete different story. It's very futuristic, and it's not real in terms of the world, in my opinion, anyway. You know what I mean? So you get my point. But Kingdom Come Deliverance is more authentic. You know, when you increase the saturation slider, everything gets just saturated. It's not that you get better colors. It doesn't work like that, because again, if you go outside and you have a nice field of whatever flowers, the whole color is probably just SDR range. If you now like to have HDR colors and you just think, oh, let's just change the saturation slider, that's not how it works. That's not how it should be. You know, so
let's talk about this. See if you can find Marcus. See if you can find on your PC to share on the screen. Actually, hardcore overclocking. That's the channel. He on the 5090 video, he shows a picture that explains everything. Very easy. Why the 5090 is melting. Actually, the title of this live stream, we thought about 5090 is a fire hazard or something like that. Imagine someone trying to do mining, like crypto mining or something like that. That you go work and the 5090 is working very hard at home, and it burns down. Imagine you go back home from work and your house is completely burned down with a 5090. That would be viral for sure.
I'm looking.
But yeah,
I'm
the
looking.
5090 definitely has issues with the design. Did you find the channel? It's actually hardcore overclocking. Bullseye.
Overclocking.
Actually, hardcore overclocking. A 5090 video that he made. So basically, what happens is the 5090 would still run and not shut down if only one of the wires is working. So you have multiple wires that are supposed to deliver the power. So if all of them are failing because it's not well connected or for any reason, and only one is working, the GPU still works. So it's gonna try to pull 600 watts from one single wire that is not capable of handling that, and it doesn't have a protection mechanism to say, okay, this is not okay. We have to shut down the PC or have a warning on screen or something like that. So that's a big problem. Asus, the Asus Astro is the only 5090 that is doing something about it. It basically will tell you, supposedly, you will get a warning and say, hey, you should probably do something about it because your 5090 is about to burn. You should shut your PC down, maybe. You know, if you're not too busy playing this game. It should, instead of that warning, which is just a software thing, it should actually turn it off. But yeah, that's the only 5090 that is doing something about it. That is terrible.
This is crazy, yeah. And
that is really
not good,
really
of course.
bad.
So let me try. I have a couple of. Let me try this to share this. Really, SteamYard is not very. This one.
So basically, the 3090 Ti, which had same connector, didn't have this issue because it would not run if only one of the wires was working. So you would have to have like 3 wires at least working. So you had like 3 pairs of wires, and one of them on each pair could be not working. But then it consumes less power than the 5090, of course. That's important. But it's not gonna work with only one wire like the 5090. So that's why we didn't have that issue with the 3090 Ti. But yeah, 4090 and 5090 was definitely a problem. So that picture on that video definitely shows that very clear.
I'm trying to share picture, but SteamYard is just telling me wrong format. Come on, really? But there is a lot. I mean, you just need to Google, and it's really. I mean, we know this issue was present with the 4090. We had the issue, and when I put my 4080 in, I made sure, made sure that this bloody connector sits really, really straight and perfect and whatsoever before I turned the system on. But I understand what I don't understand why they're making this this plug. I think it's more like because they decided maybe to have just one cable instead of, I don't know, many cables coming to this GPU because of modders don't like it or whatsoever. Maybe
No, it was probably a problem of a space. Like the 5090 is so compact. It has so much stuff. They didn't have space for that, or they didn't consider that to be that was going to be a problem. I don't know. But yeah, you can see a lot of videos about it. I watched their Bauer coverage. That was very interesting because he noticed even on his 5090 with a water block that he's doing, one of the wires was significantly hotter than the rest of them. So I guess once I get my 5090, I'm gonna have to split all the wires and then touch them. Say, okay, is this one hot? No. So if I see one wire that's significantly hotter than the rest, this is going to explode. So yeah, it's kind of a mess. But I would not be too worried about it. If I know it's going to burn because one of the wires is hot, I'm just gonna have a camera there to record when it happens. So then I go viral with my 5090 blowing. And then Gamers Nexus would buy my 5090 anyway, and I get famous, and then I'll buy another one.
You need a 24/7 live stream. When will my 5090 burn up? Yeah, that's what we need. Oh my God. Hey. Oh, let me just go to the comment section. So many comments. So if you have any questions or whatever, put a Q in front. It's much easier for us to find then. This one here, 5090 should have moved back to the standard 8-pin connectors. Yeah, I don't know if it's really it's a design flaw in my opinion. They can make it happen, to have a different design or different connectors on it. But I agree. So the old 2 8-pin connectors, they were just, I never heard about any problem.
Yeah, but they would need four 8-pin connectors. So that would be a lot of space. They wanted to have a very compact design. I think that the design of the 5090 is incredible. I mean, so small and so powerful, and the cooling is great too. I think it was an incredible design. So we should definitely run and buy one. Yeah, I think they definitely messed it up with that part, but it is so compact and so small. It's unbelievable how small it is and how powerful.
Really? I haven't seen one. So how is it in comparison? So 4090 for 5090? Is the 5090 smaller than a 4090?
Yes. Yeah, 5090 is like, it has like it's small too, but it has like a triangle, or it's like two, how can I say, like this is a GPU and then it's like this, and then it's like a triangle here and does this. So it's a lot bigger. It's like that. It's a lot bigger.
Okay. So Carl has one question before he goes to bed because he's running good night. Please, one question. On LG C2 and PlayStation 5, is better RGB limited or auto? I would leave it at auto, to be honest. There never experienced any issues, but if you have issues, always use limited. Okay, never full, regardless what other people are saying. Okay, just listen to us. I hope this. Why you're asking? Okay, very simple. So first of all, auto, make sure that it's matching all the time, between PlayStation and the TV or screen. But if you force your PlayStation, let's say, to full, you will have a problem as soon you play 120 hertz and HDR games, because then your PlayStation turns or changes from RGB output to YBCBR, and YBCBR is always limited. Okay, always. There's no full or limited. That's why you will have a mismatch then on your screen. Okay, or crush blacks and something like that. That's why you should always use limited, or auto.
So someone here is saying the Asus Astral 5090, 5080 can sense if one pin is being overloaded, but it won't prevent the connector from melting. Someone with an Astral 5080 had a melted connector on the PSU slot. Yeah, I mean, because it doesn't shut down the GPU, it just tells you, hey, we have a problem here. So it can still happen, because if you don't do anything about it, or that software doesn't work fast enough to give you the warning, then it would definitely be. I mean, it's a mess, because we're talking about a very expensive GPU. I mean, that shouldn't happen at all. Like, it is not. It's just not unacceptable that's happening. Imagine a $2,000 GPU, well, $3,000 GPU, because the Astro is over $3,000 actually, US dollars. So that in Australia should be like, I don't know, 5,000 Australian dollars.
I'm checking now because I like to know.
Yeah, 5090 Astro. The price is astronomical.
Astronomical, and what you get is hopefully not a burnt
and you get a
down
fire
house.
hazard.
So let me tell you, what is the
it's really crazy.
Astral, the Asus ROG Astral? It's the one with the liquid cooling?
No, that's the liquid cool. No, the one that has 4 fans. It has a triple fan, and then the last fan has one in the back too.
Okay. I mean, so the most expensive 5090 in Australia is the Astral GeForce with liquid overclocking, $5,700.
Wow.
I can't.
Wow.
There's even a gigabyte R. So I can probably share this screen, but there's
the Aorus, the Ice, Aorus Ice, the white one. That's the one they had available at my Micro Center. They had 4 5090s. They were all Asus. Yeah, that one, the white one.
Here, this one here, 5,700. And we have even here a gigabyte with it's just a pure water cooling. You have to have a water cooler, but you still pay 5,000 grand. Oh, this is just stupid.
Yeah, you see that one, the white one. That's the one they had in my Micro Center. 4 5090s. They were all the same. They were selling it for $2,550 when I got there.
It's just 4,900 here.
It's a steal of a deal right now. I would be so happy, man. If I get that one, I would be so happy.
Can you see the cheapest one is $4,039? That's the cheapest card what you can get.
That's in Australia.
That's Australia.
And of course, they are all out of stock. I mean, I would be so happy with that 5090, man, because it looks so amazing. White, like pure white all the way, and it has a screen at the top which you can customize what you want to display, and then it has a triple fan, and from behind, like the Astral, you can add a fan, but the Astral is built into the cooler, and this one you can either have it or not. So it's an additional white fan here. It makes the back of the GPU like huge. Like, I mean, it's just astronomically thick. I love that GPU, man.
There's literally no GPU from NVIDIA available. So if you like to buy a new PC, you're just done. But the fun part is, not even. So the 7900 XTX is also sold out, and there's just one model available right now. So this is it's just crazy. There's nothing. If you want to build a new PC, what do you have to get? What about a 1650? Oh yeah, you can get this one.
You cannot play. I mean, you cannot play anything decent with that anymore.
This is just crazy. Anyway, it's ridiculous. The prices in Australia they're just I don't know, not worth the money. To be very honest, not worth the money. I hope my 4080 never breaks. Never ever. I paid $1,800 for this card. $1,800, and I would get now for the same price not even a 5080. And then I have maybe how many 10% more, that's it's not worth to upgrade, not even to a 5090 from a 4080, in my opinion. No way.
Yeah.
So what else? An arm and a leg.
Someone is
correct.
asking me.
Talks about. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go. Mark yours. Will be go there.
Just this one here. Yeah, you have to buy an arm and a leg. Yeah, correct. Yeah, or maybe your liver or whatever. Whatever. It's just.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm still going to buy the 5090 as soon as I can. But
it makes sense for you.
I recently spent almost $3,000. It was $2,850 for a family member to take out 3 teeth. So I went to the dentist with a family, and I spent $50.90 money for 3 teeth to take out 3 teeth. Okay.
So let me ask you.
That is crazy.
That's the difference. That's the difference. If I have, I'm assuming it was probably an emergency, or
it was hurting, and it was a surgery to take the teeth out. It was considered a surgery, and of course, I paid for the maximum level of care, available when it comes to the quality, so they don't suffer for the family. But
see, that's the difference. Of course, we have to pay insurance here and stuff like that, and you need to. I have additional insurance and stuff like that, but that's the difference. If I'm going to the hospital here, or I have an emergency with teeth or whatever, I don't pay anything additional. See, that's the difference then. So, and it's even better back then in Germany. It was even. You get to the doctor, you're paying high tax. That's the difference, okay? So, but at some point, I have to say, I rather pay the high tax than going to the hospital and don't know what to do for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It's just
here.
But that's
here you have to be healthy, because if you have a problem, you basically lose all your money. It's that simple.
There was even this years ago. There was not a YouTube video, but a blog or whatever in the news or whatever. A U.S. pair, whatever. So husband and wife went to Europe for a visit, and they also visited Germany. And she was pregnant in the 6 or 7 months or whatever. So she was still able to fly, and there was some complications suddenly, And she went to a German hospital. And they treated her for almost a week because, the baby and whatsoever. And then at the end, she got released, and she asked her, what about the bill? And they said, no, there's no bill. That's how it is. So even as a foreign person, according to the law and whatever, you have to be treated. And there is enough money, so that's how it works. You know what I mean? So because, in my opinion, health care should never cost money. Never, ever. So it should be always covered by my tax money, full stop, for every person.
Well, it has to be paid somewhere. Somehow it has to be paid, because the thing is, we cannot demand the work of someone else to be free. They have to get
I'm not
paid
saying
somehow.
This. The healthcare worker needs to be paid very well, obviously. But I'm paying tax. I like that my government is spending tax on education, healthcare, and not sending money to whatever in the world, to spend my money. That's what I demand, because it's my tax. And I have to say, and I know I'm getting probably a lot of hate here, but I support Trump's work, absolutely. What he is doing right now is absolutely what you should do. I like to know where the money goes, if it makes sense. So,
I was thinking when I was a kid, I used to do imitations of people. And I was good at it. I was thinking and trying to for a video do a Donald Trump imitation, something funny. But I know people get very, very passionate about that stuff, and I don't really care that much. The thing is, you cannot get sick. The US is amazing, but don't get sick, because then
that's the thing. You don't have this in your control. You know what I mean? You have an accident, you have this, or you get cancer whatsoever. So all the medication should be free, full stop. It can't be that a cancer patient, whatever, is suffering because he can't afford the medication. Yeah, I can start talking about this, but this, it's not the channel for this, but this can't be right. You know what I mean? It can't be right. Don't tell me you don't have money for this. You have enough money. You just don't want to spend it on the people. That's the thing.
You know how much would be to take all the teeth out for a person and get a prosthesis? It was
in the US, I don't know. I can't tell you. Yeah, go.
It was almost $20,000.
Okay. I can tell you, my mom had this years ago. All the teeth were taken out, all the teeth. Okay, and she got new teeth or fake teeth or whatever you want to call it, and it was 28,000 euros. 28,000 euros. I saw the bill because she is private insured or whatever, so she get a bill, and I can see it, but she didn't pay any penny. Nothing. Everything is covered. You know what I mean? That's why we pay, unfortunately, in Europe, or especially Germany or here in Australia as well, higher taxes. But again, I think that's the better way. But then if I already have to pay higher taxes, then spend my money well, okay? Don't put it in the world. You know what I mean? If I like to donate something to whatever, wherever, I like to do it, okay? You government, you take care about my people.
Yeah, the thing is, where I come from was a lot worse, so I'm so happy to be here. I don't really care. I mean, I think nothing is perfect, so I'm going to enjoy what I can, basically.
George is right. Screw politics. I just want more pixels. Absolutely right. Yeah. The other day I saw, because I was thinking about my wife probably needs a new laptop or whatever. I was thinking about maybe getting a MacBook Pro, but I don't know which leg I should sell for this one, But I saw the MacBook Retina display in the store and also in a friend's place. Oh my goodness, is this fantastic? This display is unbelievable. It's so sharp. It's so crisp. Crazy. But you pay so much money for an Apple book or Apple.
What was the PPI? Like over 200? Do you remember the PPI?
So it's a 70-inch, but it has this 5K resolution. So it's probably it's over
ridiculous.
200 easily. Yeah.
Wow.
So just for. I have here, so you can't see this, my work setup when I'm working from home. I have actually two 4K screens. So they're not they're real 4K screens. So not 3840, so 4000 something. Okay, real 4K screens, 27-inch. Okay, glossy IPS panels. Those panels are. So I would need to calibrate them to make them really, really good, because they're a little bit bluish. But I tell you something, I mean, 27-inch and you have a 4K, real 4K and glossy screen. Oh my God, I love working on that. This screen is crap, and this screen is crap in terms of pixel density. Absolutely.
Well, that's exactly what I'm going to see. I'm going to get this monitor. It's 27-inch 4K, 240 hertz QD OLED. So I'm very interested to see how that looks.
Absolutely.
Because it's very expensive. It's $1,100 actually. That monitor that I'm gonna get is $1,100, and it's not available anywhere. It's sold out.
Because it's good, probably.
Yeah.
Now, so, I mean, pixel density. That's why. Look, the thing is, we're always talking about 8K is not worth it. 8K is not worth it. I mean, 8K is not worth it in terms of using it. Or having 8K games, but in terms of pixels available, it would make sense. You know what I mean? You like to have also for scaling, okay? The more pixels you have, the better your scaling is at the end, Yeah. So it makes sense, but I get it. It doesn't make sense to play something in 8K because you don't have the performance or the power to play.
But the thing is, with a 5090, if you do 8K performance, that is upscaling from 4K to 8K. And the performance should be good enough with a 5090. And it's going to look very, very good because you're upscaling to 8K. It should be definitely usable. So, yeah, I mean, the more pixels, the better. Let me touch on this one. Yep. Can we get BF5 plus HDR plus G-Sync, same time, 60 FPS? So one of the things that I really want, because yes, I want to have nice monitors and GPU and all that. But once I have all my stuff, and I don't care about getting any other products other than for the channel, what I am interested is in having the influence, so these companies listen, so I can give them feedback to improve their products, because we could get something better if they listen to feedback in general. And one of the things that I want from this high refresh rate QD OLED monitors is to offer some kind of flickering to improve motion, because to get 360 frames per second is so difficult. And I also want to get the 500 hertz. We're gonna get a 500 hertz QD OLED this year, 1440p, but 500 hertz. So there's no way I can get 500 frames per second. So that display, that display without any flickering technology and without we having CRT simulation software or frame generation is almost unusable, other than just for desktop usage. But for gaming, so they have to offer something like that. So my feedback for these companies would be, hey, we have CRT simulation now. Can you implement that? It would be amazing. It would be like a no-brainer. I would run if they sent me a 500 hertz QD OLED with CRT simulation. I would literally tell everyone, run and buy this monitor. It's that simple. You have to just have this thing in your life. It will be that good, because you could have. And I'm talking about having multiple options, not only 60 FPS, to have different targets, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You have settings to trade in more brightness for less motion, or better motion, less brightness. So you can tweak the settings to get it perfect for you, depending on what you are looking for. So that's what I want. I really want to have that.
I get this. But the thing is always, and it's the same with all the features what I have now on the G4 with all the tone mapping features. I have to be honest, I haven't even tried it. To be very honest, I haven't even tried it. You know what I mean? I know we have now so many possibilities to make it probably even a little bit better, but at some point you're just overwhelmed with so many settings. And who understands this? What do you have to do? And the problem with what are you demanding actually on monitors or whatever? You're the only one who is using it. You get my point?
But here's the thing. You can fix that problem by having an advanced mode. So a monitor comes out of the box setup, but then you have like a toggle, advanced mode, and boom, you get all the extra settings.
Of course, it should be easy like that. You shouldn't have 500. So you should have a professional mode or whatever where you can adjust everything to your liking, and then you should have a couple of presets. You know what I mean? Just very quick, dirty presets, but good ones. Okay, not stupid ones. I get this. The problem is that they don't want to put those features in because no one is buying because of those features. They just put numbers, now 500 hertz, 10,000 nits or whatever, something like that. That's what's selling. It's selling monitors, unfortunately. I mean, that's what is important as well. 500 hertz is important, but we would need to have better motion clarity in general anyway. It's.
Well, let me tell you, I am so impressed. I cannot get 360 FPS in every game, of course. But in some games where I can get over 240 and even past 300 with lower settings, of course, and heavy upscaling, it is so good. I mean, this is so amazing. If they had a 360 hertz QD OLED TV, I would buy it immediately. I'd be like, yeah, give me that. I don't care. They could charge, for me, they could charge $2,000 for a 55-inch QD OLED 360 hertz right now, and I would buy it. $2,000. I don't care. Of course, they would charge more than that, but I think it would be amazing for gaming. So hopefully we get TVs with higher refresh rate.
Yeah, higher refresh rate, and then of course maybe better in general. I mean, they're pretty good. Don't get me wrong; they're pretty good, and they're most of the time better than 99% of the monitors out there. Getting better with monitors, but they're still not on the same level. Linus released the 8K 5090 video today. That's really good for him.
Yeah, he also did
where
the
can I
same with the
watch it?
49.
Where can I watch it? Where can I watch it?
He did the same with the 4090, like 8K video. I mean, it is possible now with the 5090, that's for sure. You can still get like 60 FPS, no problem. But the thing is, you're you're better off getting more frames than getting that 8K. By the way, the 5K QD OLED monitor that I was talking about, 27-inch 5K, that's like almost Retina level, like you were saying with your with that Apple thing.
Yeah,
that display is gonna be 120 hertz most likely. So yeah, I much rather have 4K 240 27-inch than 5K 120 27-inch.
In this case, we need to decide between working and gaming. You know what I mean? So working 120 hertz is more than enough. 60 hertz, I can't go back to 60 hertz anyway. So I immediately, when I'm so unfortunately those monitors just having 60 hertz, and it is, I'm not kidding, but even if you work and you move stuff around or whatever, 120 hertz is so much better. You know what I mean? But I don't need 240 or 360 to work. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. In this case, I need
good. Let me tell you.
Of course, it feels. I have here 240 hertz. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but it is wasting the features, for working. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? You need to play if you have a high refresh rate. Just for moving Excel documents around. Yeah. but it's better. Yeah, I agree. Shit. Yeah. Anyway, so let's come to the end slowly. So what do you have in mind here? Comments, chat. Any further questions? Any recommendations? What videos should we do? Okay. Should we do? I need more views. That's how it is. I need more views. Should I show more skin or whatever? You know what I mean? I can do that, but I don't think this will attract anyone. See, or should I have? I was asking. My wife would be happy to dance in the background. If this helps. Doing some HDR analysis or whatever, something like that. Yeah. So give me some ideas, chat.
Yeah, people want me to do another camping for the 5090. I wish I could, man. I'm telling you, if I knew for sure I was gonna be able to buy a 5090, I would camp for a week, no problem. I would be 3 days without eating to get a 5090 under the rain with freezing temperatures. Okay, that's how bad I want my 5090, but it is not. It's just not available. I wish I could go back. I would have camped for 2 days. But the thing is, the reason why I didn't go earlier is because the manager of Micro Center, I asked him, hey, can I camp from one day to the other? And he told me no. He said no. So actually, no, I'm sorry. He said you can start at 9 p.m. when the store closes. And I got there at 6 p.m., which was earlier. So I thought, I'm not going to go there earlier because if he sees me, he's going to tell me, hey, I told you yesterday, you have to wait until 9 p.m. So I'm going to get, embarrassed there. And it was not a problem. People went there at 11 a.m. and they start camping, and it was not a problem. So I missed that. I was there at 6 p.m. But yeah, it is what it is.
That's how it is. I mean, come on. But next time 6090, you learned your lesson. 1 week before launch, you will be there. Camper with a camper, you know what I mean? You need to have
I'm gonna go for the 6090. I'm definitely gonna go, but hopefully when the 6090 comes out, I get a review sample. Okay, hopefully the channel is bigger.
Yeah, let's work on that. Yeah, let's work on that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's good. Yeah. So what else? Will you upgrade to a 5090 from a 4090? So we talked about this. In my opinion, it's not worth the money. Not at all. Not at all. I would rather, I don't know, buy something else, buy a new TV, a better one. Absolutely, buy a better screen. You're better off with this one.
Unless you want a GPU that can actually predict the future. Okay. The 5090, it can predict the future. You just need to have a $10,000 command center.
Yeah.
You need to learn from Jensen's teachings.
I have 240 hertz. All what I need is a $10,000 command center. So I'm halfway there. Hey. So and out of the $10,000, so 4,000 is already the 5090. So
exactly.
Oh my God! Not Jensen.
Actually, you know how much money the Jensen's code was? It's like $8,000, almost 9,000. I think it was like 8,000 something.
Just
the code. Really. Just the code.
And that's the thing. I mean, look. Anyway, well, what should I say? I don't know if he deserves it or not. I mean, he's working for sure very hard. But that's it's just too much money. Some people earning too much money, I think. But
but Jensen, I think from what I've heard, like jokes aside, I think Jensen is like a genius. Like he actually knows and understands almost every position there at NVIDIA. From what I've heard, he actually goes and he can speak with the engineers and in detail. Like he's very, very, very high level on everything. He's like my role model.
Yeah, you're better looking, but hey. Hey, yeah, Andrew is writing, Plasma, I got a 5090 last week. That's not nice, but good news, there are going to be a flood in the market of 5090 soon as per report, okay? That's good. So let's press all the thumbs.
Happy for you.
So make sure the connector is, all good. Just check this. But anyway. What is this? Don't show more skin, lol. Want to see? Okay, yeah, it's coming soon. So, okay, the video, I don't know when the processing is finished, but it should be online in a couple of hours. So I'm just showing actually, because this Renew DX mod has a lot of settings, so I haven't touched this setting. Okay, all what I have done is I changed the maximum peak slider because it would take another video to deep dive in. But the thing is with those mods, you know what I mean, they're out of the box, and that's why I appreciate those people that are doing this. They are really smart people. You don't need to change anything, because they're out of the box already that great. You have perfect black level floor, you have great specular highlights. I mean, if you like to change it, you can do it, but there's no must. In some games you must change it because otherwise it's crap. But not with those mods. But it's
now that he mentions showing some skin, I'm going to do a sponsored video soon. It is next month, actually. It's gonna be a headphone company, and I was thinking, doing the video with the headphones and doing some exercise with my shirt off, and I'm like, yeah, they are not paying me that much. Okay, I'm not gonna sell my body like that for that much money. No, thank you very much. But I thought about it. It might be more popular. I do that.
I don't know how YouTube is, but don't do this on Twitch because you maybe get blocked.
Oh, you do? I think here is okay if you're topless. We got a super chat from George. Thank you very much. Bring on the 5090 flood. No fires, please, Jensen. I don't think it's gonna happen. Like a flood of 5090s. I don't think it will happen, man. The demand is so high. It's crazy how high the demand is for the 5090. I don't think they can ever, maybe not even next year, we're gonna be able to buy a 5090. Like just walk into a store and buy it, it might not happen. But let's see.
Do you think it's really a high demand, or are they keeping the
I think down? The demand is off the chart because it's a steal, actually. I think for $2,000, that GPU is a steal. Even when the performance increase is like 30%, it's a fantastic GPU because it's not only for gaming. A lot of professionals can use the 5090 for many things. It has 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's super powerful. So yeah, I mean, when they have to reduce the power of the 5090 to sell that to China, because that would actually be a problem when it comes to, you know, the competition. You know, that's a powerful product. It's so powerful. It can predict the future.
Yeah,
It's
no,
that good.
I know about that. It can't predict when it starts melting, but the rest, yeah. But this is good. This comment. How long until they sell 12-volt cable fans? This is actually a modding thing. You know what I mean? Maybe water
That's
cooling
not a
for the
bad
cable.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to liquid cool
Shit.
the cable. Put it on the water.
Put under water, yeah. So what is this here? Do you have HDR RTX logo on video in YouTube anymore? I don't get this. What do you mean? Was there I don't get this comment. Do you have HDR RTX logo on video in YouTube anymore? What does it mean?
RTX HDR logo. I don't know what he's referring to.
So no, I don't know. There was never a logo when I played video. So there's this the option you can have NVIDIA's HDR for all the SDR videos on YouTube. That's the thing. And then you have RTX HDR for games, but there is no logo. I don't
remember like a special logo.
Sorry, maybe I don't understand the comment. Sorry. Another super chat. Thank you very much, Jimmy Harrison. Love the channel, guys. Please keep it up. You are appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Jimmy, my boy. So almost 2 hours, and again, I like to keep it below or close to 2 hours. Always 2 hours is a long time, but it's flying like this. It's unbelievable. It's already 11:20 here, and I need to do the gardening today. I do some exercise today, and then
Let's go.
Probably after this, the gardening is exercise. You know, and it's the same as running 500K probably. And then after that, I'm thinking of my next video. What should be my next video?
I think you should definitely do the RTX HDR video in auto HDR, just to call out, hey, this needs to get fixed. We need more than 1,000 nits. We need to be able to push more. We have TVs and monitors now that, well, especially TVs that can go beyond that. And the other thing is, if you can try to show RTX HDR crushing blacks, I can tell you some games where I've tried that happens, that are originally sRGB, and you can clearly see are crushing blacks. You cannot see well in the darkness. So then RTX HDR doesn't work for that. NVIDIA has to use processing AI, whatever, to detect what is the source. Is it 2.2 or sRGB, to change the RTX HDR gamma so it works for all the games, because right now it doesn't work for all the games. So see if you can show that crushing. You can, for example, you can clearly show that crushing with auto HDR from Windows 11 without any modification. Works perfect for originally sRGB games, and RTX HDR is gonna crush. So you can show Windows 11 auto HDR shadow detail being clearly more visible and brighter than RTX HDR if the game is originally sRGB. And then the opposite. If the game is originally Gamma 2.2, then auto HDR looks way too bright and RTX HDR looks correct. I think that would be a perfect example.
Which game should I test?
So you can try, for example, the GTA trilogy. You know, GTA 3, San Andreas, Vice City, all those games.
Next game, I don't think I have this one.
I think even GTA 5, I think it is
I have
the same. I think it's the same. But yeah, I can check some of the games I have and share with you. So you choose whatever you prefer. I think, for example, Horizon Zero Dawn, the original, but I didn't test the remaster, so that's not gonna be a good example. Because the remaster has good HDR anyways. We need to find more of the recent games. Maybe try Kingdom Come.
Christy, I'm pretty sure. So if I remember correctly, so this was the last time I tested. But I have to admit, this was already. It's maybe a month ago or whatever. There are a couple of drivers now. So maybe anyway, you never know with PC, okay? But what I found is you can increase it actually further to 1000. So it can go over 1000 nits, the slider, but your specular highlights are not getting brighter. It caps at 1000 nits. Okay, so that's the problem. And that's the same what you have with auto HDR. You can set your and I tested this with Avowed on the Xbox. You can set this game is as a purely auto HDR implementation. So you set your game to 10,000 nits, or your Xbox, it caps out at 1000. You set your Xbox to 800, it shows 800. Okay, so that's a problem. That's not how it should be, and I can't understand why they can't increase this or change this.
Yeah, that's very important to call out.
Yeah. I tried on GTA 6. That's a good idea. Let me just quickly install it, and then I think we see the 6090 first before we see GTA 6.
The other day, I bought Breath of the Wild, a gift for a kid with a Nintendo Wii, and it was $50. I paid $55 after taxes, and it was used. I bought it at a GameStop. They sell used games, very expensive. Breath of the Wild, $50. That's an old game, and it was used. Like the thing was open already, and stuff. I don't know. I just remember that.
So this comment and it's let me just quickly touch on that. So Ghost of Tsushima is unplayable with RTX HDR. It's so dark. Luckily, native HDR is good. So first of all, this is what I don't understand sometimes. Yeah, I know what NVIDIA's RTX HDR can do, but if a game has more or less okay HDR implementation, I would never think about using RTX HDR. It's first of all, maybe that's a good idea to test this game with, because I have this game. I can test it on PC with compare with native HDR, because the native HDR implementation in this game is gorgeous. There's no way that I would try to use something else. You know what I mean? So and RTX HDR costs a lot of performance. That's the next thing. This one quickly. Oh, yeah. Anyone can tell me the best solution for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth HDR? Auto HDR looks kind of meh, washed out. Yeah. It's also just 1000 nits maximum peak brightness, and you have raised blacks. The only thing is probably use reshade with the black level floor fix and stuff, something like that.
Yeah. So when you see that problem, is that auto? So he's saying auto HDR looks washed out. When auto HDR looks washed out, meaning the near black is too bright, RTX HDR should look perfect. And when auto HDR looks perfect, then RTX HDR should crush blacks. That's how it goes. Because auto HDR, Windows 11 auto HDR, is for originally sRGB gamma, and RTX HDR is originally for gamma 2.2. So that's it. But you can use Major Paint the Cactus add-on to reshade, and then you can select sRGB or gamma 2.2 to adjust it.
Question is not BT 1886 the real standard and 2.2 the middle ground. It's, to be honest, I would actually say that gamma 2.2 is the standard, but not. I don't like to use it anymore because it's a little bit too bright, to be honest. So BT 1886 is more for movies and stuff.
The thing is, it's up to the creators what they want to use. It's not a matter of what is the real standard. If the creator does SDR 2.2, the color grading, or maybe Unreal Engine is set up by default to be SDR 2.2, that's what you're gonna see. So yeah, it's all up to the developers.
So I disagree on that. So BT 1886, it's what I use. So it's very similar to Gamma 2.4. I dare you actually to see a difference between 2.4 and 1886, but Gamma 2.2 for SDR material is too bright, or it's washing out the picture and colors, in my opinion. So I rather have it a little bit darker. And if your OLED screen is crushing blacks when you use this, then something is wrong. because the gamma curve is always starting from 0 and is going up. And even with 1886 or 2.2 or even 1.9, it should always start at the same point, and then just the difference, where how it raises up, it's different. But it should never crush any details, never ever. Okay.
What can happen is the calibration of your display is different with one in respect with the other. And by the way, did you hear this rumor that GTA 6 is gonna be like $100 instead of 70?
Would it matter? It would still sell 2.5 million within the first minute.
Yeah,
but I think I know I haven't heard about that. But so it's probably $200 here in Australia then.
Wow, I think the way it works is if they know that they can get away with it, they will do it. So I think they can definitely charge $100. People will buy it because it's GTA 6. I mean, the problem is other games that are not at the same level trying to do the same thing. So that's the problem. If it becomes the standard now, you cannot compare GTA 6 with a basketball game, So that's the problem.
No, I understand that. I mean, it really doesn't matter. People will buy this game anyway. That's how it is. That's how.
Hopefully, it comes to the PC day one. I'm dreaming, but I think it might be actually happening.
No worries. It will come to PC eventually. No worries.
So you want to leave it there? We've been 2 hours.
That's it for today. That's it.
Well, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Was very great.
We're back.
Yeah, Dream Team. So someone in the comment actually at the very beginning wrote, Dream Team is actually Ariel and this guy, and this is I kicked this guy. No.
We did a live stream with Hybrid last week. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. That's why we didn't live stream. But we'll do it next time. Hybrid is making a game, actually. He's releasing a game. It's coming out this year. So yeah, I mean, he's a developer, so I can ask him the developer questions. So yeah, we can do a live stream together. I also asked him to see if he has contact with other developers that we can maybe do a stream with another developer too. That would be great. So we can ask him questions like HDR questions, like why you don't HDR in your game, or
get him on the chat on the live stream. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I'm going to release my Kingdom Come Deliverance video HDR mod very, very soon. I just need to work on a proper thumbnail to get all the views,
Let's go.
Because I put 7 hours of work in this video. Okay.
Wow.
All good. Okay. No worries. See you guys next time. Ariel, bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.